Who, out of those, guards, like obviously Mike, Jason Williams, all those guards that were in place. What do you remember about Jason Williams, in those years before, the trade happened and we picked, up Mike? Jason was kind of the,
Jason Williams was great. I taught Jason how to play golf. I got Jason Williams to lift weights for his first time of his life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Great guy. Worked his ass off, And I remember the day, they just told me they're not going to trade me. About 2 hours later, we just traded for Mike Bibby.
That fast. That level of
Well, and one of the things about Jason too is I think that for Coach Adelman, he was too streaky a shooter. He's a highlight reel film. Oh yes.
Yeah, his highlight reels are off the charts.
He did stuff in practice that would stop people.
Yep. I've listened to some people talk about playing with him, and just, he's got such a cool story to me because he played, playing high school basketball with Randy Moss, and like talking about maybe two of the, the most.
That high school had some great.
Right.
Yeah.
And like Randy Moss maybe being one of the best athletes of all time. And listening to him talk about that and like that, just, it's fun to listen to him talk about it. Shaq on several podcasts, I've heard him talk about how Jason Williams, White Chocolate, was the one guy. He's like, wherever my hand was, the ball just found its way there.
Because what Jason would say is, because Jason would say, "Where do you want the ball?" And they'd get it.
You get it to him on point.
Yep. Even behind the neck and all that crap, he'd hit them right where they're supposed to be.
All that stuff. He talks a lot about the repetition. We just said he spent his time in the gym literally working on making those passes, and people don't understand that what happened on the court, that's the highlight reel, he's done that 10,000 times in the gym, and so it's not totally spontaneous. It's a practice thing.
I've seen him walk in with heavy gardening gloves and dribble. Why are you wearing gardening gloves? It forces me to feel the ball.
Feel it. I haven't heard that. That's actually cool. Like those are the kinds of creative things that you see, like with people with dribbling tennis balls and different things down the line. There's so many cool guys. I was always fascinated, like Scott Pollard. I think we kind of brought him up, but one of those guys that energy filled his role, like play. Obviously, he's been through a lot. But what was Scott like?
Scott was a clown. So we get him, I think, from Indiana. He's overweight. And we had rules that if you don't play 12 minutes, that I got him. So we knew he wasn't going to be playing, so I'd work him out before the game. Get it done, get it over with. And if they got in, they're only going to get a couple minutes. So don't give me that would affect their playing. So he one day says, "You're trying to kill me." I said, "Scott, let me tell you something, brother. If one of these cats go down and they put you in a game and you're not ready physically, you ain't playing again, brother. I'm telling you." So Vladdy went down. I took about 25, 30 pounds off of him. Vladdy strained his ankle at Golden State. Scott went in, tore it up, got himself a rotation. Funny guy. Funny guy.
Yeah, I loved seeing his battles with Shaq and just, the size discrepancy and the energy he played with. But would he be one of the guys, like, I mean, you had this opportunity to see guys that come in and work and transform their bodies and became, stronger, faster, quicker, and enabled, themselves to either extend their career, change the, where they stacked up against their peers. Who jumps out at you as some of the guys that you look at and go, they got in the weight room, they trained with me, and I watched them make themselves into something that they weren't when I first saw them?
A bunch of those guys you mentioned.
A bunch of the ones.
Because you're not going to make it unless you take care of your body.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, I saw cats that were better athletes but never saw the floor because they were too lazy.
Too lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of those guys. Is there somebody that the average the average person who isn't an NBA fan or wasn't a Kings fan or didn't track, maybe wouldn't know as well that, you kind of hold in your brain over all these years is like this is the example of what work ethic and grind and discipline looks like.
A lot of people know him, but it's Mike Bibby.
Mike.
Yeah.
I mean,
he worked his ass off. I used to have to tell him, Mike, come on, man.
See, that makes total sense to me. Remembering my summer times and spring times when I would be working out with you and your team, and when Matt Barnes and Jason Capono and Bennett Davison.
Barnesy, hey, Matt Barnes worked his butt off.
Worked his tail off.
I mean, he knew his role. He was an enforcer. He was a D player. He could shoot. Man, I remember Bobby would bust his chops because we first person to 10, and my deal is if you got 10 and I got 8, I had to run 2. You had to run 2. That means I had to run 4 because in between each spot we'd run.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt was pissed, man, but he got to be a better shooter.
Yeah, I saw him putting in that work. I remember, I watched him in Del Campo, and then I was at Fresno State, and then I'm working out, and I always, I've always thought Matt was really gracious with me, really cool with me. I always appreciated him.
Good dude.
Appreciated playing in the pro-ams. He was always I love Isaac Fontaine, but I knew if Isaac was on my team, I wasn't going to see the ball much because he was a scorer. Matt was a distributor. He was working on his role in the NBA, and so it was always fun to get onto his team, and I think he threw me a couple lobs, which I didn't have a ton of those in my career, so I appreciate those memorably. But I believe that with Matt, but with Mike, all those times that we were there lifting, what I remember was that Mike was always there too, and he was with Team Dime and all those guys. He was there lifting, he was there shooting with, and so most of the memories that I have working out with you in those summer times, I remember, Bennett and Jason and Lynn Washington and all those guys, Matt, were there. But the idea that Mike was always around always stood out to me because I'm like, you can tell he's working. Like,
that was no joke. Mike Bibby was where he was because he worked.
Yep, that grind.
And dude, there's nobody like that anymore.